right, let's move on to the binding process here. Now, at this point, I'm actually several steps into the binding. I'm coming up to the end of the process of the first side of the binding, which is where I'm attaching it to the back side of Jean's French rose quilt right here that she already created and I'm doing the binding for. I have a passion for beautiful bindings. I've shown several times how I do my bindings. Take just a minute to like and subscribe. Quilts are so beautiful, and it's lovely to be able to use your hands and have a creative outlet. It's very good for your brain. It's very good for your nerves. It's great for your cognitive resources. So there's much we can talk about there. So take a minute to like and subscribe so more people can see quilts and have a desire to look into it. But at this time, I want to show you this stage of turning out the last section of the binding where I have attached these together. Now, you'll want to probably follow down below. There is an arrow here. It'll take you to an earlier video of showing the process all along the way of doing this binding. You'll probably want to watch that because that's where it's going to show you how I did this other part. Now, as I'm getting ready to turn out this last part of the binding before I clip this triangle right here or do any pressing on it, I want to make sure of two things. One, I want to make sure I have got this in the right path. I have stitched it correctly. We don't want to have one of those infinity loops where it keeps turning around on itself. And two, I want to make sure it's going to fit on the quilt. As you saw before, I pinned the quilt out of the way, so I had plenty of room to work right here. That's a big tip that people don't always know about. So as I take my pin out, and I only have one hand to work with here, I'm going to turn this I'm going to turn wrong sides together, right sides out, and I can see one right away that I have connected my two sections the correct way. Woohoo! Big win already. And now as I lay it out, I can see that, yes, it fits very, very nicely within the confines of the rest of the backing of the quilt right there. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do now is trim off the triangle. I will finger press that open, and then I will stitch this down, and the back part will be finished and ready for rolling over to the other side. Questions about that? I'd be happy to share with you. Put something down in the comments. Like I said, I have a passion for beautiful bindings. It is a service that I offer over here at the Quilting Studio. Jean did desire to have it a scrappy back binding using so many of the fabrics that she used in the quilt, and I think it's going to be just so lovely. I also want to show you that on the corner right here really quickly, I can show you a little bit about that. On this side of the backing, I have all of the bulk going in this direction. When I turn the quilt over to attach it to the front, I'm going to want the bulk going the opposite direction. That's very important to be aware of. Otherwise, one side of your corner is going to be very thick and the other one will not. Stay tuned for more tips.